Welcome back to the Don McKay Show here on RadioOnFire.com News Network. Thank you for joining me. We are broadcasting from the studios here in Baltimore, Maryland. So Nikki's in the building. How you doing, Nikki, by the way?
I'm good.
You good? You doing well?
Yes.
So I graduated from Edmondson High School.
Okay.
Okay. My mother graduated from Edmondson as well.
Right. Okay.
So across the street from Edmondson Westside High School is Edmondson Village Shopping Center.
I'm familiar.
So when I was in high school, students would go there during lunchtime. We would not supposed to.
I was like,
yeah, you weren't
during
supposed
lunchtime?
to. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So during lunchtime, we would go over there and get food and bring it back and eat it along the way or back in the cafeteria. And but I mean, there were there's shops there.
Right.
There's a pawn shop there. There's clothing stores that were there.
Sarita's there.
Various stuff, huh?
Sarita's there. I like the Sarita's.
Yeah, Sarita's there now.
Now.
Anyway, so a bunch of stores though. Very, very a real retail staple in that area. Some people did holiday shopping in that shopping plaza.
Okay.
Anyway, I wake up this morning to see Edmondson Village Shopping Center on fire. Not like radio on fire, but really on fire.
Wow.
Firefighters reported seeing flames through the roof of the shopping center that encompassed a total of 10 businesses.
Wow.
So, cause of the fire still unknown. Gas fuel lines fueled the fire for a period of time. So, the fire department commander, his name is Roman Clark, said that 11 BGE crews had to dig up the gas line underneath the road, shut off the gas service to the buildings. There was no above ground cutoffs. They had to dig a hole.
Wow.
Interesting. So the shopping center actually is a historic place. It was constructed by Joseph and Jacob Meyerhoff. You heard of the Meyerhoff family, right?
Yeah.
Symphony Hall, right?
Right.
1947 in West Baltimore. So it is. I posted this on Twitter earlier. How does Edmondson Village Shopping Center almost burn down with a firehouse right across the street?
Yeah, how does that happen?
Strange, right? Very strange. Burning down. Firehouse right across the street.
Yeah.
So, it really has me thinking about gentrification. They're building some more expensive homes in that area.
You think something happened?
I don't know.
Some funny stuff?
I don't know. I'm just asking a question, but it's
some
very
foul
strange.
Play.
And in the words of a very nice Asian lady that used to work with us, it's very strangey. Very strangey. Catherine Pugh, former mayor, we talked about this. She pled guilty to 4 counts in the Healthy Holly scandal.
Did she really?
Yeah, 4 counts.
How many were there in all?
There were 11 counts.
She only pled guilty
to 4 counts of 4 of the 11 counts. So conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 3 tax evasion charges. Wow. Pugh answered the judge questions saying that she was pleading guilty because she was guilty. In a statement, her attorney, Stephen Silverman, said that Pugh decided to forego the trial and worried about the drain of government resources that a trial would cause. So,
or do you think she did that because some more stuff might come out?
I think that could be a possibility.
She might have said, "I'm gonna quit." Wow,
that could be all you're charging me with is 11,
right? I'm gonna go ahead and plead guilty to these 4 right here.
Yeah,
they missed out of a 7, so we gonna,
they're gonna get me for the Healthy Holly books. They don't even know about the Healthy Holly DVD. I don't want to laugh at her. She's on the wall not. Over here. You see,
I'm sad.
Some people asked yesterday in here, "Oh, you still got her picture up? You want to take the picture down?" No, I'm still keeping the picture up.
Why would you take the picture down?
I got pictures of plenty of people that's
you got
locked up.
Pictures of a lot of scandalous people around here.
right. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's equity for all in here.
Yes, but Miss Pugh sincerely apologizes to all of those she let down, most especially the citizens of Baltimore, whom she had the honor to serve in multiple capacities for decades.
I feel bad for her. I didn't vote for her, but I feel bad for her.
Her attorney also said she looks forward to the conclusion of this process. After this hearing, Pugh could be seen wiping her eyes with a tissue.
Yeah.
She did not say anything when she left the courtroom, but her attorney said she will be back in off. No, she didn't say that.
How much time do you think she's going to get?
Well, I don't know. Sentencing is set for February 27th, 2020. Wow. The sentencing guidelines would likely call for her to serve 5 years in prison.
What? 5 years? Oh, that's awful.
But
some people kill people around here and don't even get 5 years. What?
I do expect that the judge will take the brazenness of Pugh's crimes into account. Could be more than 5 years.
That's all. You know what? I'm praying for her. I hope not.
So prosecutors said this was not conducted in a span of weeks or months or even 1 year. It spanned a number of years dating all the way back till 2011.
Wow.
So prosecutors intend to seek $770,000 and Pugh's home.
Man. Yeah, this is sad.
Yeah. I saw people online saying she did it to herself. I'm supposed to feel bad for her because she black.
Some people are heartless. That's not cool.
Yeah.
She didn't kill anybody.
No, she did not.
She didn't take anybody's life. She didn't alter anybody's life in any way. She didn't cause anybody any mental instability. You know what I mean? She didn't. Man, I just say restitution and probation. Call it a day.
That's it. That's all you need.
No, really.
What? Which one?
That was it.
Okay.
Both.
Right.
Probation and restitution in some kind of way. Community service, like forever. But I just don't think that she needs to come on, jail. Really? The punishment needs to fit the crime, and that going to jail is not what I think needs to happen.
I got you. But you want to send a message, though, that this is not appropriate. I don't have any problem with Catherine Pugh going to jail. I don't. What I do have a problem with is don't only send Catherine Pugh to jail.
Right.
Make it the same. If any other male, white person, politician does something like this or more, then they need to go to jail as well.
Right.
Don't sweep theirs under the rug. Don't let them just pay a fine or let them just deny it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. If Kathy Pugh got to go to jail, then all of the people that do corruption while in office with money, they got to go to jail too. That's all I'm saying. Now, if nobody else goes to jail except for black people, I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I'm talking to politicians. I don't want people, don't be hitting me up talking about some Martha Stewart. That's not what I'm talking about. Martha Stewart. Right?
Right.
So I want to talk about the school system and students in a moment. You listen to the John McKay Show. And if you are tired of mainstream media just giving you one side of the story, I want you to subscribe to Radio on Fire. We are the voice of urban America. Of course, your subscriptions help us continue to do what we do here. RadioOnFire.com/join. You'll have access to our catalog of shows and a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, a lot of different things that we have going on. So that is what you do. So we've talked about this many times. What is your idea of how do you rank a teacher? What makes a teacher good? You, Nikki, being a former teacher yourself.
Right.
What makes a teacher good?
Relatability.
Effective.
Well, okay. So the first thing is relatability. The second thing
to the students.
Right, to the students. And the second thing is patience.
Patience with the students.
Right. And I say that because you have to be patient enough. Attentiveness. I'm sorry. You have to be attentive enough to your student to recognize that sometimes you need to stop and pause and get some other things out the way before you even start teaching.
What are your thoughts on No Child Left Behind?
I think that is. I'm not in agreement with that. No, yeah. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Just pushing the child along because you want to make some quota or. Yeah, that's ridiculous because that does a child an injustice. Yeah. Why would you do that?
I agree. So if a child does not pass or is it children passing and failing, is that where your relatability part comes?
Meaning that relatability is if I'm in an area or neighborhood, just letting them know that you understand what they're going through.
What if 50% of your students pass? Mm-hmm. And 50% fail.
Okay.
Were you successful?
I don't.
Yeah. So here's my question.
According to who?
I don't do. Okay. So are we judging? We have a coach, right? Are we judging his team exclusively on whether or not they win or lose games?
Yeah.
So that's what we're basing on, right?
Correct.
So using those standards. Mm-hmm. That would mean if the students pass or fail.
Right.
We're judging.
Right.
That's what they're going to judge the teacher on.
That's true.
If the student's not successful, passing the grade, then something was wrong with the instructor.
Yeah, that's what they're going to say.
That's what they're going to say.
Correct. Yes.
So you think those same rules should apply like it would apply for in the NFL, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted Harbaugh gone when we were having a bad season. And we had a couple of them, I wanted him gone.
Right.
Now we having a good season. Mm-hmm. And now I'm thinking maybe it wasn't him.
Right.
So.
See, that's showing you that you never know.
You never know.
It may not be the teacher. It could actually be the students.
That's
or the
point.
Administration.
Yes, because here's the thing.
Other things in play.
And that's a great point. Now, if Hardball had Joe Flacco at the helm, we'd still be losing.
Right.
Some things changed.
Right.
So it's not that the coach was bad.
Right.
That the players did not mesh for whatever reason.
Right.
They were old. The talent was a question. Mm-hmm. Some of the coordinators, something. The plays, whatever. Right?
Right.
So now you had one class that 50% passed, 50% failed. Mm-hmm. Now your next class, 90% pass.
Right.
Right? You're still doing the things the same exact way.
Right.
But you got a different crop of students.
Right.
And maybe they were thinking better or wanting to, maybe they were more receptive. Maybe they were smarter. Maybe they got it better.
Well,
but you're still the same teacher.
Well, what tends to happen is the same type of students sometimes are lumped in the same class. So if the same unsuccessful students, if a number of unsuccessful students are in one class, more in one class than the other, what are you going to have? An unsuccessful class, which looks poor, is the teacher, like you said, is blamed for that when it's not, because the scale, somebody has their thumb on the scale. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, that's not always indicative of or on the teacher, because that happens a lot too. Unfortunately, it's not I don't want to say caliber of student, the type of student is not evenly distributed sometimes.
Yeah, so. I agree with that. Yeah. So I mean, a teacher's job is difficult.
Absolutely,
it is difficult. I know. Is that why you decided to move on? The level of difficulty.
Yeah, because for me, it was kind of emotionally draining because I knew that in order for me to be a successful and a good teacher, sometimes you have to take on those kids, their burdens and their struggles and their mental and their, you take on all of that in order to be a success for me, in order for me to be successful and to get through to them so they then can start learning.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a tough job.
It is to do it well.
And yes, it's a tough job. My sister used to ask me, why don't I become a teacher? Because she was a teacher.
Right.
I was like, nah, it ain't for me. it ain't for me. And so
because everybody can't teach. Not saying I think you would be a great teacher, but just because you
thought I should teach history, and
I
mean,
you could have put the that would have been great. Music, history, you could have combined it all together. Oh, that would have worked.
No, because and I'm gonna tell you because of stuff like this. Like, so Owens Mills, a 17-year-old student yesterday. Mm-hmm. Just after 11 a.m., now this student is being charged with assault.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Attacking 5 staff members.
5?
Yeah, because they tried to restrain him, and he started cursing at the staffers, and you know how it is. Don't hold me back, that type of stuff.
One
right?
Student, he must have been really 5.
So I saw the video, and I do want to commend the teacher, the male teacher, who restrained himself. The incident that we're talking about, a 17-year-old student, Owens Mills High School, which is right outside of Baltimore. He's having a conversation with the teacher, is trying, calm him down, move him along, mm-hmm. and he's in the teacher's face. He's yelling things, and he snuffs the teacher, or attempts to snuff. He punches him in the face, and the teacher, he took the punch, ate the punch, and of course now he's trying to grab the kid, and he did not hit him, right. And had he hit him, they would have turned it around. Absolutely. But he did not hit him, and I commend him for that.
Me too. And that's some serious self-restraint.
But students taping, and I heard one of the students sound like they said, hit him back or something like that, but he didn't do it.
Yeah.
And the student just is wilding out. And it's things like that make me really, really commend the work that teachers do. Yeah. But what's the problem there? We're going to make excuses, say that student needs what are the letters that they see,
IEP?
Yeah, so some kind of stuff like that, or we're going to make all these excuses. But when I was in school, bad behavior meant you got put out of school. Yeah. It wasn't all these letters. You went to the other school, and you want to act like this. Oh, you need to go to that school. Mm-hmm. They send you to another school where he ain't tough. He think he tough now. He's in Owens Mills, but they send him to one of the schools in the city, like a tough school.
I don't know if Hickey is still open, but
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. So he's being charged as a juvenile. I wish he had waited a couple more months so they could have charged him as an adult.
Oh,
he's lucky. So they're saying he will likely face disciplinary action. But here's the thing, though. You saw the video.
Yeah, I did.
And the staff members that they had talking about the video, mm-hmm. It was like wasn't even the same video. Right?
Right.
Which, it's like a lot of times, and I used to tell my mother this when I got in trouble in school. What this teacher is saying is not how it happened. You know what I mean? We had video, and then he explained it, and it was not the same thing, and we saw the video.
I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, but did you ever have to deal with a student striking you?
No. I think I got out at just the right time.
Right as
I think it's
switched.
more. That's definitely more of that. I mean, I know we see it more because cameras are everywhere.
Yeah.
However, I still think it happens more now, regardless of whether it's being shown more.
Definitely.
I think it happens more now. So I definitely got out at the right time because I used to teach. I mean, in Highlandtown Middle School, really.
Okay.
That could have been me. Yeah.
That could have been you.
Because they gave me the most difficult students.
Yes. Okay.
Because they felt like I could talk to you.
Because you got a Susan voice. They're like, oh, she's going to Susan.
You can talk to them. No, and that's exactly what I did. I listened to them. It's like, if it's some behavior that is not usual, come on. Come outside and talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Because we can't get anywhere until we deal with this right here. So.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like I said,
and they were so smart, and that's another thing. I knew they were smart, and once we got past whatever the issue was for that day and that moment, I'm not saying that I solved their life issues, but I solved their moment in time issue at that point, and then we could move on. And no, It didn't always work, but I wouldn't say it worked 80% of the time, though.
Well, that's good, and I mean, we just need more. We need more participation from parents as well. Because this is a double thing. A lot of times they just drop the kids off or send the kids out and just you supposed to take it. You got them for 8 hours and you deal with it. And we need some cooperation.
Right.
Parent, teacher, whole thing. Yeah. Student. Of course, the Diamond K Show here on Radio on Fire. And I'm an independent. Some things I'm conservative about. Some things I'm liberal about. Right? Depends on what we're talking about. But for the most part, what I like to do is present the facts, but I also will give my opinions on things. So when Democrats come in here or Republicans come in here, for the most part, I like to let them say their piece. Candidates, I'm talking about candidates. Every now and then, things will get a little bit out of control. So I'm referencing, obviously, an interview I did earlier today that things got a little bit out of control with this Trump supporter.
Really?
A little bit out of control, but it's always fun. I have to warn people that the Thanksgiving holiday, state troopers will be out in force as drivers head into this holiday. So they've already said this. Okay, starting on Wednesday, troopers from all 23 barracks will focus on catching drunk people. Mm-hmm. Right? Now, I'll say it how they said it. Because what I like to do is say things from the real. I want to speak real with people. But I can also say it like they said it. Catching impaired, aggressive, and distracted drivers. And those committing other violations on state highways.
Oh, boy.
Right? They're going to be out there. They're going to be visible 95, 695, 495. So, hypothetically, let me give you this. Last Thanksgiving weekend, last year, okay?
Right.
Troopers stopped over 7,000 vehicles.
Wow.
Issued over 4,500 citations and arrested 130 people driving under the influence.
That's a lot.
Don't let this be you.
Mm-hmm.
I was outside talking about some local politics and some national politics with some people in Dunkin' Donuts earlier today.
Okay.
And one of the guys that frequent this Dunkin' Donuts said, "Yo, you really know what you're talking about." You know what I mean? And so he said, "I usually don't like politics, but I understood because I don't understand what's going on."
Right.
But he said, "I understood everything you said."
Yeah.
And that's because I broke it down. I spoke to them like I translated it. I gave them hood talk.
No, you do.
And I made them understand it.
I agree. I usually don't like politics either. I get all my politics from you, so I can understand. No, I'm not. Yeah. I get it.
And that's what I like to do and that's what's so important here at Radio on Fire. And why I say that this is the voice of urban America. This is news for us. And this is people who are, a lot of times in politics, they try to talk over people's heads.
Sure.
And it just makes you just tune out because you're like, what are they talking about?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it seems boring because they're speaking about it in a way that doesn't make sense to you.
Right.
But they're doing that on purpose. They're doing it on purpose so they just want certain people not involved. But if our people understand what's going on, black and brown people understand that there is an important there's an important process that we need to participate in. We can control a lot of things that happen if we pay attention.
Right.
It is a trick bag, right? There is a setup that happens, even with our politicians. When I talk about some of the black politicians, they fall in the trick bag. And a lot of times they forget that you can't play by the same rules as your white counterparts and get away with the same stuff that they get away with.
Right.
That's how Catherine Pugh is in this situation, because she forgot that the rules are different. So for their white counterparts, they can do some of these white collar things and they'll get a flick on the wrist.
Right.
Right? Flick on the wrist. But for a situation that is like Catherine Pugh, so you have tax evasion is I'm not saying that it's not a crime. It is a crime, right?
Right.
But a lot of people in her situation, some of her white counterparts would have been fined.
Right. I agree.
That's
why I feel bad for her.
Yeah. But you got to understand the game that you're playing. Now, it's like a drug dealer, right? Mm. The ones who are on the corner, a lot of times they get jammed up. But people that are moving on a higher level, they sometimes, it just depends on, there's so many situations, and I don't really want to compare her to a drug dealer, but it's not, the implementation of justice is not always fair.
Yeah.
It's not always fair. And you have a lot of people who are in jail for marijuana related crimes, and this thing is going to be open to the public.
Yeah.
What happens to those people?
Get right. No, they can rate. They said they're gonna let them out. Remember?
Hopefully.
Well, they better. Because
hopefully. They may find something else and lock them up for that.
It won't hold up anymore. If it's a crime,
right,
that they used to be illegal, and I'm in here for it, and it's no longer illegal, you gotta let me out. Come on, man.
Right.
Like, Now, if it was a plethora of charges,
well, I mean, they're gonna try to get you something, gun charge. Fighting with an inmate on your way out. You ready to get out, but you did some fight. So now you're not in jail for the marijuana. You're in jail for that fight that you had before you was right when you was ready to get out.
Wow.
Because
jails get money for how many inmates they have, right?
Absolutely.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Child left behind.
Ooh.
But definitely thank you for giving your input and all that kind of good stuff.
You are welcome.
I'll be back tomorrow, and so I'm good. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire.